Beginner's Guide to Ark Survival Ascended. Okay, so to start off with, you've just downloaded the game and you're on the screen and you're ready to play. So what do? You click press to start, and then you've got a choice between joining a game or creating or resuming a game. This is basically means single player over here or multiplayer. Now, if you're going with multiplayer, you can choose an official, unofficial or non-dedicated. Now, official is absolutely brutal, and you will learn that. It's good fun though, it is a lot of fun, but it's absolutely brutal. Unofficial is a little bit more forgiving, as you can choose your server rates, and to find a nice server. I would choose Gamma 5. Now refresh here. Now this is my own personal server, so it's a complete cluster. It's got all the maps and it's got Svartalheim added to it. It's a 5x cluster and very nice for new players. So there you go. Once you've decided if you want to do PvP or PvE, then you're going to just head into the game. Now I'm going to do single player here. Okay, then once you start up a game, it will look like this. This is the loading screen. And then once you're in there, you can create your character, make him look however you want, call it whatever name you like. Change the head, torso, arms, legs, general. I personally go with a small frame and a small build. The smaller your character is, the lower the hit points from another player. So if you're playing PvP, I go with a small character because there's a less chance of them actually hitting you. But if you're playing PvE, go whatever size you want, it doesn't matter. There we go. Once you created your character, you got to choose a spawn point. Now I'd particularly choose West Zone 2 if you're on the island, and you click spawn. Now it does this animation.
You might be. I hope so.
Comes up with this animation, and it does this animation. Now I won't spoil it for you. And there we go. This is the spawning screen. Now, as soon as you see this screen, you're gonna get hunted down and attacked by some dinos nearby, or you're gonna have a peaceful start like I did. Now, this is quite a nice, easy area, which you're less likely to get attacked with. So from this point, once you've decided if you wanted to go the PvP route, which is real hardcore as you're fighting dinos and players, or you're going the PvE route where you just learn the game and you just like building and playing and having only to attack dinos or dinos attack you. Once you've chosen that, you're going to spawn here and you're going to want to create some sort of building or tools or something like that. Now the four main ingredients you'll need is fiber, wood, stone and thatch. Okay, so start punching a tree. You punch a tree, you should get thatch and wood. You use your action to pick up grass and stuff. You'll be getting berries and fiber. You walk along the beach and you should be able to find a stone or two. Here we go, picking up stones. Nice. Now once you're in that screen, you're level 1. You're probably going to have a couple of levels. So what you want to do is your first priority should be to build a stone pick. Okay, you start off, get a stone pick like this. Punch in a tree. And from there you've got your own stone pick. You drag it down to your hotbar here. Click on it. Now you've got a tool. Now you'll get lots of thatch and lots of wood a lot quicker. You will also have the ability to now harvest flint. Okay, boom, flint and a little bit of metal. Once you got that, you can now go over and put some levels into your character. Now ideally what I would focus on with your character is if you're playing PvP, you want to have high weight. By the time you're level 100, you want at least 400 to 500 weight. And you want the health to be about 400 to 500 as well. Now, some pro players play with 350 health because if they get flamethrowered, it does percentage base damage. So if you got 350, it is optimal to take the less damage as possible. Now as you see, you can get attacked by wilds. Look, a dillo. Now these things are aggressive and they will try and spit in your face, which will blind your vision. Now what I'd recommend is just running, as you'll most likely die from it as you're such a low level. So here we go, we're going to put some levels into weight. I would also put a little bit of levels into fortitude, because this will help you stay alive in hot weather and cold climates. So I usually bring my fortitude up to 10. Now once you've leveled up, you're going to have engram points here. You're going to click on them engram points and you want to research the stone hatchet specifically. Maybe you want to research the spear, cloth shirt, cloth pants and cloth hat. Now the cloth boots and gloves require hide, which is significantly harder to get in the beginning of the game because you have to kill some dinos. Like dodos are easy to kill and all sorts. But when you're first starting, you'll want to create some cloth armor, because any armor is better than no armor. You want to just keep harvesting and keep getting that cloth armor up together. And then you can fight the dreaded dillo. Then once you've got all your tools, what I recommend doing is getting a structure together. Now what you want to do is you want to build a base, you want to build a mini structure just to get you started. Now there are 5 tiers to this. There we go, and the 5 tiers are thatch, wood, stone, metal and tech. Now the difference between these are HP, health points, with the first one with 2400 HP for a thatch foundation, second one 15,000, third one 15,000 as well, fourth one 15,000 and the fifth one 15,000. Now each of these can get damaged by different things. First off, the thatch can get damaged by anything, so I would refrain from building a thatch base. Even for your first base, I would either move on to wood or stone. Now wood can get damaged by metal tools and normal tools, but it can get damaged by fists or anything like that, and it takes a lot more damage resistance. Stone, you'll need to use C4 explosives R-throw to get in. So stone is the primary one you want to try and go for when first starting a server, so your base cannot get raided that easily. Then you want to level up to metal. Now most people use metal throughout the entire game to end game. Why? Because on PvP you can put turrets up to defend your base, which will actually stop most people from getting anywhere close to your metal to actually attack it. Then there's tech. Tech is very expensive. You need to do all the end game boss fights to unlock this, and it also costs a lot to make. Now not many people use tech as it is more costly and metal is just cost effective. There we go. Once you've got all your tools and your materials and you're ready to make your base, you want to start off with putting down at least 4 foundations. Now as I can show you here, you put down the walls, 4 foundation, the walls, and you want to build a door like that, or you can use a hidden doorway like so. As you can see, boom, hidden. Now that's a popular one for players, and once you've done that, you want to put the ceilings down. Boom, 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 boom. Put a door on, and there you go. Now you feel a lot safer now, and you're good for the next 5 hours if you're on PvP. Okay, so what you want to build in here is you want to have a smithy. This will allow you to make all your metal tools, all your pickaxes, all your hatchets, all your metal clothing, your flak armor. You want to have a bed so you can respawn. Then you want a forge so you can make the metal to build all your metal stuff. So once you've got that, you then want some mortar and pestles. Now mortar and pestles, they can make narcotics, you can make gunpowder, you can make spark powder. Now all that allows you to tame other creatures, which will exponentially increase your farming. Also, the bullets that you use will be from the mortar and pestle until you get a chem bench, so they are well worth having. You'll also want a little campfire in there so you can warm your tootsies up and also cook some cooked meat. Okay, but just remember, you're not entirely safe because someone can just run up to your base with C4 or a rocket launcher and blow it up. That's where the race for getting turrets is. Boom, and they're in. That's where the race for turrets is. You need explosives to take out this stone structure. So once you get the turrets up top, and that they will actually shoot down the rocket and stop them from blowing up your base. Okay, then this next step requires tames. Now what you want to do is you want to tame, okay, after you got a base together, and you want to, first off, you want to tame a pteranodon. This will probably be your first dino you tame, and you'll see them along the beach, so you can see one up there. And all you have to do is you get your bowlers, you bowler it, and you trank it out or punch it until it knocks out, until it submits. Okay, it will take about 2, 3, 4 tranks depending, and you want to go for the highest level possible wild dino you can find, from level 60 to level 150, and you should be good. The higher the level, the more weight and everything that it has. Okay, and after you got your first pteranodon, then you want to go for an RG. An RG is a solid choice, the best choice, and you'll probably be using this for a long time through your playthrough. Now, to get one of these, you know, just imagine this is a wild RG. You go find a wild RG with your pteranodon, you make a trap like this. The wild RG will come in here, and basically you make the trap, close the door, boom, and then trank it out. Okay, that's easy. Alright, then next is the Anki. It's a solid knockout tame. You can put it in a trap much like this one. This one's a solid trap. When you start shooting them and they get angry, they can literally drop into here, which then makes them safe and you safe, and you trank them out and feed them berries. That's essentially how you tame things in Ark. You subdue them and then you feed them. And when you put it in its inventory, you just leave it there and it'll gradually eat it and the taming bar will go up. If you force feed them, the taming bar will not go up. Okay, then another solid choice to get is a cash droid for your wood harvesting. Now this will gather all the wood you need. It's quite hard to tame. I recommend getting a lot of narcotics. You can get narcotics and narco berries and stuff like that from the Anki. The Anki does harvest berries as well as metal, stone and flint. And then here's the Dodic. Now the Dodic gathers a lot of stone. He is the best stone gatherer in the game. And then the Pelagornis for your poly. You'll go and want to attack penguins with the Pelagornis, and that'll get you a lot of poly. Okay, so you got your RG and you got a few tames. You got an Anki, doesn't matter what level, and you basically can fly around like this and take it to hit rocks and stuff like that. Okay, so these are the essential tames you want to get, and then when you get a little bit more advanced and you get scuba sets and stuff, you want to get an anglerfish. And this anglerfish bad boy, this will get you your pearls. It will get you so many pearls, you won't know what to do with them. But I do. You make turrets out of them. Next step in your Ark journey, once you got these creatures, is then to get doubles up on certain creatures, like for example the RGs. You want to get a male and a female and you breed them together and you make a baby, and then from the baby you grow it up and you got your own imprinted RG. Now this is a great way of actually getting you backups of your dinos as well as breeding them to get mutations. Now the way to get mutations is you breed the mothers and fathers together, and then you breed the mothers and the fathers and daughters together, and you keep doing that, or have this ancestral loop to get mutations after mutations, and mutations are good in Ark, surprisingly. And so yeah, you can also tame stegos and trikes and stuff like that to actually get war tames, as they are the best soakers. Then after and while you're doing all of that, I then recommend upgrading your base. So most people upgrade the base from metal, from stone to metal, and then wood to metal, etc. like that. There we go. There you go, you get a nice little base. You can even expand it. Expand it however you like. Okay. You want to put a fabricator in here. This will allow you to use and make all the upgraded stuff. So first off, you go from smithy to fabricator, then fabricator to replicator later on. You want a chem bench, which is basically an upgraded mortar and pestle on steroids that gives you extra resources for your time. You also want to upgrade your forges to an industrial forge, which will smelt wood into charcoal 10 times faster and metal into ingots 10 times faster. You want to put down a generator. You want to put down, here we go, put down a generator to power your base. You want to put down some turrets. So some heavies are the best turret you can make without going to tech. Autos are what you're going to start with. Now these are good. Now 4 autos equals basically 1 heavy. There we go. You want to put them around your base and making your base look evil, which will make it harder for the attackers to raid and soak your base. You can also use plant X's by crop plots. They are free and they are a turret that slows you down as well as damages you a little bit. Great for early game. Okay, so once you start upgrading your base and you got your dinos, then you want to make a cryo fridge and make some cryopods. Now at the start of the game you can't make them in fabricators or smithies or anything like that. You have to actually make them in the obelisks, these big obelisks. Here you go to them and you bring the resources with you and you can make cryopods and cryo fridges. You can also make them in orbital drops that drop down. Now what these cryopods basically do is they stop your dinos from being out in the open. There you go, look, it's in my cryopod like a little pokeball. And now I'm gonna go and put it in the cryo fridge where it can be safe there for a little bit, as long as they don't raid my base. And it can heal and do all sorts of stuff like that. Okay, there we go. Once you've built your base and it's in a better location than this, a more hidden one or on top of a hill or something which will give you a better angle. Now after all that, you'll want to probably start doing boss fights and stuff like that. Now to do that, you'll actually need to gather tributes, which is from killing dinos such as Argies for their Argie talons or snakes for their venom. Once you get all of them and you get them all collected, you'll also want a boss fighting army to take down these bosses. Now there's 3 bosses: the dragon, the Megapithecus and the brood mother. Now once you've done all 3 of these on alpha, gamma or beta, you can then go to the volcano on island and run the ascension. Now the ascension is effectively the end game. Once you've completed that, you get 15 more levels, character cap, and you also effectively complete the game until you go to the new maps. So once you got these bred up and you got like 20 Theres or 20 Rexes, you can do a boss fight. Now you'll need to go over to these obelisks over here or a drop, and you'll want some better saddles, so make sure you keep picking them up from the drops along the way. Here we go, alpha dragons here, you need all this stuff. And from these obelisks you can run dragon, Megapithecus or brood mother from any obelisk. Alright guys, and essentially there you have a rundown of the game and what you're meant to do and what you should be doing in Ark Survival Ascended. Also, check out my Gamma 5 Discord, the link is in the description, and join my unofficial Gamma 5. Now if you like my content, please like, comment and subscribe. Peace out.